The Situation Room with Wolf Blitzer, weekday afternoons at 5 Eastern on CNN.
Let me get your immediate reaction. You're in New Orleans, James. The survey, the technical experts now say that flow rate before the June 3rd cap was put on, that cut and cap, wasn't 5,000 barrels a day, wasn't 10 or 12 or 19,000 barrels a day. It was between 20 and 40,000 barrels a day. And we just had Professor Ira Leifer on, who's an expert, a member of that group. He thinks probably more in line with the 40,000 barrels a day than the 20,000 barrels a day. How surprised are you by these shocking numbers?
Not at all. Not at all. Every piece of information that we've gotten has been wrong, and it's been wrong on the side that's been most favorable to BP. I have no idea why. I have no idea why NOAA came up with this 5,000 barrel thing. And I tell you, the credibility loss is hurting everything down here because people, frankly, and for good reason, don't believe anything. And you can't blame them. And this kind of thing is, this government has to be sure that all information that goes out is correct. If anything, they need to be very cautious in any estimate that they make from here on out, because we're in this thing for a long haul, and we got to be able to trust all of the parties here. Nobody's going to trust BP for anything, but the government has to do some work to get our trust back, because we've just gotten too many erroneous things from them.
I think David James makes a fair point. If you don't trust the government in a crisis like this, the people are going to be not only disappointed and sad, but they're going to be furious.
Absolutely, and I think we're already seeing that frustration and anger, and we've had a series of polls now saying a majority of the country disapproves of the way the government has been handling this right from the beginning. And I think it's really critical now, Wolf, as we get into the long haul, that there be transparency and honesty. Whenever they keep the reporters away, it strikes people in the public. This is a cover-up. There's something they don't want us to see. I think they've got to be very transparent. And now that the government, under President Obama, has said we're in charge, they're responsible for these numbers. They have to keep, and I think that Thad Allen, to his credit, has been lowballing things, but others are not.
You know, you heard Jim Acosta's piece, James. BP is giving orders, not letting reporters or photographers take pictures or talk to people who are trying to deal with the cleanup. I hear this kind of stuff as a professional journalist. It makes me crazy, but is there any justification at all for preventing the American people from seeing what's going on?
Not at all. Of course, my view is that we're at war, but it's a war that you don't need to keep anything from the enemy. The enemy is oil. It don't care. It doesn't know. And what we do need is transparency, because we're in this. It's going to be years and years that we're going to be struggling to deal with this. And we need to be transparent. We need to be open, and we need to have the best science and the best estimates. We haven't gotten that so far, and that's what we got to work on. And by the way, the government, the Justice Department, just tells BP, you don't interfere with our journalists. You don't do anything. You have spoiled our coastline. You've wrecked our country. You don't have the right to deprive anybody from doing anything. We need you to fill up the hole, write the checks, and shut up. And I'm serious. That's the message that they need to get.